everyone. Welcome to the Love to Live Healthy show. I'm Josephine Fitzpatrick, author of Shed the Pounds, available on Amazon. I am weight loss nutrition specialist for over 15 years, and I work with thousands of clients all over the world. I own Innovation Healthy Market at 8025 Jericho Turnpike, Woodbury, New York, where for the last 12 years we sell hundreds of prepared meals and snacks. We are open to the public 7 days a week. You do not have to be a client to shop in our store. We have customers from all over Long Island visit our store every day, and we ship tri-state. We also offer free Long Island delivery every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we hand deliver to New York City every Tuesday. We're also on Uber Eats 7 days a week. So if you're looking to lose weight or just eat healthy, come and visit our store. Everything is made fresh daily, and we carry everything from high protein, low carb, gluten-free, sugar-free, plant-based vegan, keto, and our famous detox. Someone is always available to help you at the store. They will hold your hand to get you what you need, so please don't hesitate to ask them when you walk in. For more information on our store, deliveries, shopping, and weight loss, visit our website, innovationhealthymarket.com, or check out our Instagram at Innovation Weight Loss. Today I'm here with Jake Fitzpatrick. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning.
And today's episode is cardio, the unsung hero of your health and weight loss journey. Do you think that's true?
I think that you're more of an expert.
I do think cardio is really important. I think it's so important. I think that unfortunately with the whole, when I was younger with jazzercise and everything, people thought like, oh, just cardio. And of course, as you get older, you definitely need weights as a woman. Mm-hmm. But when we're talking weight loss for man or woman, you definitely need cardio because you have to get rid of the fat on your body. And if you don't, and I tell people this all the time, in my opinion, if you are working out and you're not doing cardio, you're just going to get more mass than anything. You have to constantly keep that fat lower. Mm-hmm. And in order to do that, you have to eat less and you have to do cardio with your workouts, which of course makes everything so much harder because now you're adding an extra thing in. Mm-hmm. Most people do cardio or they do weights. They don't do both.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And also, too, like, everybody always forgets, of course we all know, like, it sucks. Like, cardio is the worst, when it comes to, like, if you're going to face everything, like, when you enter into the weight loss journey, like, you have to face, everything. So you have to face the fact that you have to, eat less. That's tough. You have to face the fact that you kind of have to not have your favorite foods all the time now.
Right.
That's not, that's tough. And then you have to face the fact of, it stings to hear, but you have to do cardio. Mm-hmm. And it's probably the hardest thing that you'll have to do because you're still eating, but you're not eating what you want. So you're still eating. You get a little take back from that. But with cardio, it's like you have to put the energy into doing it. I know now, too, especially since we talked about what we talked about last time. And, it's tough, but, once you start, it's kind of hard to stop. So, again, like anything, you just have to kind of throw yourself into it. And,
right. I think that's important. Just to give you a brief, just in case you didn't hear the last episode, Jake started cardio.
Yeah. Well, I started cutting. I've always done cardio, but just not the form that I needed to.
Right.
I've always done anything.
He's running now.
Yeah, I'm starting to run. It's tough, but
it's my dream.
Yeah. But the main thing that everyone needs to know, if you're, when you talk about cardio and how important it is for weight loss, the number one thing that everybody has to know is in order to lose fat, you have to burn more than you consume. Mm-hmm. So if you're not working out throughout the day and you're not doing any form of cardio, like really the eating is only half of it, really.
Yeah, the eating was always with the scale. Like, in my opinion, like if you're not eating, you can work out and eat too much, you'll gain weight. If you cut your calories and you go on program and you're eating less, if you're not working out, you're still going to lose weight. Yeah. You're just not going to look the same.
Exactly.
You're going to have a lot of body fat. I call it skinny fat.
Yep.
You will get skinny, but you'll get skinny fat. And a lot of times, I just had this conversation just to be brief. Like when you're say you're 190, if you're working out, your 190-pound body is going to look like a really fit 170.
Yep.
Same for a woman. You're 140 or 130. Your really fit body is going to look like 120. But if you're not working out and you just lose weight, your 170 body could actually still look like 200 because you'll still have, not you, I'm just saying general, like the men that have the bellies, like they're still going to have those bellies because your body doesn't just like take fat away from wherever it wants to take it from. You know, it's not like, okay, I'm fat here, take it from here.
It'd be a great world if it did.
Yeah, I know. But that's why you see people with really skinny legs and a big belly and they're small up top because if they're not doing that cardio, if they're not doing that weight training, that's what shapes your body.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
you have to eat less, but you have to, in order to shape the body and get that look you want, you have to do cardio and weights.
Even when I was telling you too, like last episode, like what you just said, like, you know, when I started implementing the cardio and eating less, I kind of felt like my workouts almost felt better because like my skin almost feels tighter. So if you're doing like what you say, like and only doing the nutrition side of it, but not doing the, you know, the activity side of it, yeah, you're going to lose weight, but you're not, you know, really doing anything to tone the muscle that you have or, you know, the skin that's there. You know, you're kind of just losing weight, but, you know, everything that you know, that's why I always, that's why I always encourage too, like whenever I hear like women talk about like, I don't want to work out because I don't want to get bulky. It's not going to make you bulky. It's really going to give you what you want, but it's kind of just the tough pill that you have to swallow. It's like, you know, you're going to be skinny fat if you don't work out or do any sort of exercise. And that's not a good look. It's an Ozempic look. Exactly. It really is. Your skin's hanging. Yeah. And also too, like, you know, if you just did like both steps of, you know, doing the nutrition side of it and losing the weight and the scale goes down, but do the activity side of it so then you can actually take that loose skin and everything and tighten it up again. Yeah. You know, 100%. Because then you're taking out what's bad, which is you're deleting the fat from the equation and you're including muscle. So really, it's a great look. Like if you want that tight look that everybody wants, then you got to do both. Right. But everybody only thinks that to get the tight look, you have to do the nutrition side. So it's tough. But that's the problem. It is tough because like I tell people all the time, you know, eating less and doing the workouts and the cardio, you really need those three things to get that look you want. Now, I'm not talking about just being thin. Of course, you could just do the nutrition and not do the exercise, not do the weights. You will get thin, but with your clothes off when it's summertime and you're in shorts and whatever, you are not going to have the look you want. You know, absolutely. And again, to go off of that, you know, weight training is great for, you know, what it's called muscle retention, but it's not effective at creating the meaningful like calorie deficit that is like most important for it, which is what you do. Like, you know, you shrink the amount of meals, you shrink the amount of calorie intake a day. And obviously, you know, cardio is the main thing about cardio is that it's literally built for like the energy output. Right. You know, it's like, think of almost like your body is like a furnace. Like, you know, you turn up the temperature of the furnace and it burns more. Exactly. And everybody's afraid though, because that just means that you're going to sweat a little bit. So you don't do it, you know? Yeah. So it's like, and then on top of that, it's like, yeah, it's boring, you know, cardio can be boring because like you're, you know, but I have a ton of tips for this. So if you're doing cardio, make sure that it's a form of cardio that you like. Because obviously, 100%. Too, you know, you have me running. Right. Running's great. It sucks. But like, I love it. It's not the easiest for someone that has like a good amount of muscle on them because it feels like you're carrying like a 30-pound backpack. Just so you know, running is actually the hardest exercise, the hardest cardio. I don't doubt it. No, I'm just saying, even if you don't have muscle, it is the hardest. That's why so many people don't do it. No, but of course, like, but I'm saying, like, you know, obviously the muscle is one side of it. It's going to be like, definitely harder with muscle. There's also a lot of people that can't run, you know, because, you know, maybe you have too much weight on your body. Well, they just don't either. Well, like, I'm saying, though, there are people that physically cannot run. So I'm saying, like, instead of, you know, taking baby steps, like, before, you know, you start running, you know, even if you're just more comfortable, you know, you can become a perfect, probably a damn near good, like, professional cyclist. You know, start putting miles on the bike. Or even fast walking. Putting miles on the bike, put miles on fast walking, you know, fast walk until you can start, like, you know, progressing into, like, a jog and then a run and then, you know, do some miles on the bike. Get your legs actually warmed up to that movement every now and then, you know, and
there's so many forms of cardio.
there's so many
A lot
forms.
of people now, they do like the weighted vest when they're walking.
Yeah.
Some people will just do a very fast walk. I told people even put the weights on their ankles and their wrists, you know, just to give you that little extra. If you do want to start running, then do like lamppost to lamppost or driveway to driveway.
Yep.
Do one, then walk one, then do one. I didn't give you that option, though.
I know. Or, well, the thing that
I was like, you're just running.
Well, the thing that I like too
But
is,
you're also capable.
Yeah, also, yeah. And it's also too, like, you know, don't put yourself in the position of, like, you know, to fail. And when I say that, I mean, like, don't do what everybody else is doing because everybody else looks miserable doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So find, like, your own way to do
exactly.
it. You know,
It could be dancing.
Yeah, anything. You know, I could even, I went to the gym and I texted you that one day and I was like, I'm on the treadmill. I can't do it. I was like, I have to run outside. And I was like, I'm running down. Anybody sees
Robin's
me running
path.
down Robin's Lane and say, so that's
Robin's
me.
Lane.
But I
Just
run
honk.
outside just because I run outside just because I feel like I physically need to be going somewhere. Because in my head, if I don't feel like I'm going anywhere, like physically, in my head mentally, I'll feel like this is stupid. Like I'm not going anywhere with this. Like, you know.
Listen,
like,
you're obviously my son. I cannot go on a treadmill.
Like, you know, like, listen, if I'm trying to watch, like, season 1 of Suits all the way through, I'll walk on the treadmill.
Right.
But if I'm trying to get somewhere and, like, actually get progress done, I'll run. And, like, it's like, you have you know, there's no excuse not to run outside. Like,
I know.
If it's raining, so what? You get a nice little.
You get wet.
Like, in the summertime, if it
Call
was
it a
super hot out.
spiritual shower.
If it was summertime and it was super hot out, you're telling me you wouldn't run through a sprinkler to get a little refresh?
Right.
Like, you can run in the rain. So, run in the rain. Run when it's cold out. Run when it's hot out. You know, do everything.
There's clothes for every weather.
Exactly. And also, too, like, you know, just avoid the treadmills at the gym because, one, if you're a little embarrassed, that's fine. But also, too, like, you know, you don't want to be that person that's running at the gym and everybody else is walking, you know? But I'm just saying, like, these are things that people, like, kind of feel pressure about.
Right.
But, you know.
I was like, I guess that's a personal thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, like, not everybody
Obviously
wants to be,
you.
you know, somebody might think, like, oh, I want to run, so I'll go to the gym. But
Right.
everybody's walking because nobody wants to run.
Right.
So then it might stop you from running at the gym because you're like, oh, nobody else is running, so I don't want to be the weird one. So just run outside.
Yeah.
Stay away from people.
That's what you do. That's what you do. You stop. You run outside of the gym, right? And then you go in and you
I
wait.
drive to the gym. I park my truck. I run down the block. I run a mile there and then a mile back. That's 2 miles. And then I go in the gym and do my workout. And, yeah.
It works for you.
Works for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think, you know, listen, when you're talking about treadmill, when you're talking about the bikes, when you're talking about any form of cardio, I don't know, the elliptical, right? There's so many, Stairmaster.
The rower, the erg.
Yeah. There's
Everything.
so many things.
There's the mountain climber.
You
like,
just, I
they
think.
will literally make any invention to get away from running.
I know.
Like anything. They will bring a mountain
It's
to your
so
gym
true.
just so then you don't have to run.
Yeah. And I want to touch base on the importance of cardio, you know, especially when I say cardio, I don't mean like walking and talking on the phone to your friend because that is not cardio.
Yep.
That's just walking and talking on the
Side
phone.
note, I remember you told me the biggest lesson was to find your pace, you should not be able to hold a conversation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like if I was running next to you, if you're able to hold a conversation and talk to somebody running next to you, you're not running fast enough.
Exactly.
So you should just
100%.
increase it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that's the same with walking.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, because when you get to that point where you can't hold a conversation, now we're talking more the weight loss. We're talking about your heart health, you know, and how important it is for circulation, how it lowers blood pressure, you know, it reduces your risk of heart disease. So all these important things that make such a big difference. Then we talk about when you get to that point, which I know you've already experienced, it gives you a mood booster, you know? It really releases endorphins, and it's those feel-good hormones that really lift your mood, fight stress, and that all comes from doing a good cardio. Not walking, strolling, not, you know, on the phone, stressing out over whoever you're talking to. It's literally that cardio that you can't even have a conversation, and that's what creates all those endorphins, you know? those feel good hormones that really make you want to keep going. That's why, which is another thing I told you, and I really want to share, is that I told Jake this. It's important to know this whenever you're going out. Because listen, it's never easy to be like, okay, I'm going to go for a run, or I'm going to go for a really fast walk, or whatever. You know, you have to kind of talk yourself into it sometimes. But get past that first mile. Just tell yourself, I'm going to do 1 mile. Because I promise you, that's the zone right there. Once you get past that mile, you're like, oh, okay. You eventually you'll keep going. Like you're already at 2.
Yeah.
You know? So you just have to get past it. The first mile is always the hardest.
Well, I mean, I have to be at 2 because I run a mile away.
You have to get back.
Yeah. That's also why running outside is great, because you have to get home.
That's true.
So even if even if you have to get home and you walk, you're still doing some form of cardio.
Exactly.
So
very true.
Run outside.
Very true.
You won't regret it.
I love
and also
that.
too, the thing is too, like, you got to remember also, everything is scalable. Like, we're not on here telling you guys like go run out and become a marathon runner and enter into a 5K next week.
I hate competition,
like,
and I've done a million of them, but I just don't like it.
The point is, like, don't go out and sign up for a 5K. Like, kind of everybody, like we talked about last episode. Like, everybody's bodies work differently. You have to scale it in your own way. And 1 mile turns into 2. 2 miles turns into 3, and then 3 miles turns into 6. That's how you scale
exactly.
things.
You could always listen to the Love to Live Healthy podcast while you're running.
Yeah, but
so funny.
And also too, like, you're already doing so much to help your weight loss journey by cutting out foods that you like. Like, what is going to hurt you so much about doing one more thing, which is like a little bit of cardio? Like, if you really want,
a good
like
point.
when we were talking about the willpower, like, if you really wanted this, then it wouldn't be that much of a struggle.
You should want to do everything.
You would want to do everything.
And that's so true.
Like,
and
of course, I
was
don't want to run.
I was going to say, but now, even though you say like you don't want to run, when you're there, if you didn't run, you would be like, oh, I didn't run.
Yeah.
Like, now all of a sudden it's almost ingrained in you,
Yeah.
But what I was going to say when we started this whole conversation off is, unfortunately, people are lazy.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but like, I will hear people tell me, like, I'm like, well, what are you doing all day? They're like, oh, well, when my kids go to school, I'm just kind of like, it's my time. I'm just like, and I'm like, that's when you should be doing something. Go for a run. You don't also have to go to the gym for people that do have time. You don't have to go to the gym and do everything at once. Like, you could do a run in the morning after you drop your kids off.
Yep.
And then go to the gym right before you pick them up, or if you go to the gym with them after they come home, or whatever, or go in the evening with your significant other, whatever. But I'm just saying it doesn't have to be all at once either. But I do find that people they tend to be lazy when I say, like, go on the treadmill and walk. You have a treadmill in your house. They're like, I don't know. I don't have time. I have this and I have that. But there's always time.
Yep.
You can always set out an hour from your day. And I've said this before on how important it is. When you work out an hour a day, you're what are you doing the other 23 hours?
Yeah.
You're sleeping, you're sitting, you're eating, sitting, car, It's just you got to think about your body. We're not really made to just sit all day. And that's why I think there's so much, and that's, again, I'm not going to get on the whole Ozempic thing, but it is the big thing. People are just sitting. They're taking it. They're drinking like crazy. They're sitting, and they're not, moving.
Yeah.
And that's why it's going to be a whole nother issue when that starts setting in.
Even when people choose to move now, they're on those bikes that are, like, motorized.
Oh, my gosh,
it's
those? Terrible.
No, like an actual bicycle, not like a motorcycle.
No.
Like, people ride a bike down the block, and
they don't have to pedal anymore.
They don't even have to pedal anymore. So if you're one of those people, yes, I'm talking to you. If you're one of those people that walk down your driveway to get on a bike that is motorized like that, then you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to lose weight.
No.
I mean, like, that's the thing. Or be healthy. Let's just talk about healthy.
Because just talking about laziness in general, it's like you can't even pedal on a bike.
I know.
Like, come on. Like, this is this goes back to the episode when we were talking about, like, being grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
Like, you got legs. Like, one day you won't.
Breath, everything.
Like, think about,
Well, I'm going to tell you what I thought of before when you said, a lot of times when people can't physically run, they just can't physically run, you know, whether it's knee issues, back issues, whatever. But a lot of times, unless it was like a car accident or like, you know, genetic but a lot of times what they get to that point because they stopped doing everything. You know, I have seen people who are young. They're, you know, to me, I think they're young. They're in their 50s and they can't even get off the ground.
Yep.
And it's not because they're overweight. They just don't move enough. So they don't have that flexibility. They can't push themselves. They have no ab strength at all. You don't realize what it takes to push yourself off the ground because we do it so easily because we do it all the time.
Yeah.
But when you don't and then you try to do it, I saw someone in yoga. She couldn't even get off the ground. And I had to help her. And I was like, she looks so young. She looks great. She looked thin, but no muscle at all.
Yep.
And that's dangerous. You know, that's why I say even with the running, no, you're not going to be able to just go out and run because your breath, your lungs are not going to be able to handle it, you know?
And also, too, like, you know, just like what you said before, like you know, nobody ever thinks about it, but like just the additional benefits of like heart health and stuff like that. And like, you know, people forget like one of the most important muscles is your heart. Yeah. So like we talked about it way back, but like, you know, the older you get to, obviously, like we're talking about, you know, your body starts slowing down, but also too, like, you know, I said it in a prior podcast, but like, you know, one fall or one injury is, you know, times 2, times 5 when you get older. Yeah. So, you know, if I fall, you know, today I'm 25. So I mean, like, I'll probably just scrape it off, you know, like wipe it off or whatever. But like, you know, right now you have to think like this is preparation for what you're, you know, in your elder days. So you need to kind of treat your body like, you know, the temple that it is and actually prepare yourself for life later on, because do you want to actually enjoy your life into retirement? Do you want to enjoy your life into those later days? Like, you know, you have to do the things to keep the, you know, keep yourself in the best shape you can.
It's so true. And I so believe that, like, how you live in your 20s is going to affect your 30s. How you live in your 30s is going to affect your 40s and so on. Exactly. So you do have to prepare now. And that's why when I will see people and I see people that can't even walk fast because they lose their breath. And you don't realize your lungs, it's like butterfly wings. You know, that's how thin they are. It's like you really have to take care of your body. And it can't be just from what everyone sees outside. It has to be from the inside out. Yep. It makes all the difference.
That's like, you know, if you're like a marathon runner, but you actually smoke like 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
You
like,
wouldn't be a marathon runner,
activity,
but I get
like,
it.
You know, like, or you're like, you know, you run a bunch of 5Ks, but like nobody knows that you actually smoke cigarettes on the side. It's
or
like,
the other thing now,
like,
what is
you're
it?
doing the act, but like
the pipe thing.
It's
No,
not
the
really,
what's it? The pen or whatever.
Like
what do people smoke now?
Oh, vapes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I see them everywhere.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, people still wear masks in their car, so.
What does that have to do with it?
I don't know what anybody's doing. That's the point. I don't know what anybody's doing
That's so
anymore.
funny.
But,
all right. Well, I think it's important, to really close this segment to say, like, cardio is so important. And it's so important for weight loss, but it's so important for your heart, your lungs, your, you know, just to feel good about yourself, fat loss, everything.
Yep. And also, too, just remember, just like anything, like after you lose the weight on the scale and see the number go down, you always appreciate it after the fact. Do same thing with cardio. As soon as you do it, you'll always feel better after.
So true. So very true.
Just remember.
Good point.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Well, we hope this helped.
Yep. And thanks for listening. And please remember, you can always stop in Innovation at 8025 Jericho Turnpike, Woodbury, New York. Or you can visit our website, innovationhealthymarket.com, or call the store 516-802-5055. We're open 7 days a week and are always there to help you with your shopping, orders, weight loss needs. When you come in, ask for me, Jake. I'll be happy to show you around the store. Or if you are looking for a one-on-one plan, I can make your first free consultation appointment with Josephine. And also, too, if you have any ideas for later on segments that we can do, you can always DM us on Instagram, or you can always call us or text us and give us your ideas.
We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day, everyone.